Hey, Jonathan from Buffalo Modular Homes, and I am here on site with the Magnifique plan. Now, the thing that we want to walk through specifically in this video is a lot of the customizations that these folks did. We get people all the time asking, hey, what is it? Can you modify the plans or not? This one's modified quite a bit. A lot of very specific things that were sought after, with some things that were done on site, some things that were done from the factory. Most of them done from the factory specifically, though. But I wanted to walk you through this. Square footage is just over 1,700 square feet. Like I said, it's the Magnifique plan. If you're familiar with that, it's a plan that one of our factories, Penn West, does, and it's a package home. So that means there's a lot of built-in upgrades in it that are already included in the cost. Things like a tray ceiling in the kitchen and dining room space, the big, huge walk-in shower, things like that. But we want to walk through this house together and show you some of the unique things that this homeowner chose to do, and give you some clarity on some things that you might be able to do for yours. As we approach the house here, I wanted to point out a couple things to you here. The siding material that they did. So they did this, the stone siding, which actually this stone siding was done from the factory. So you can see, if you look closely, you can see these brake lines. See that white trim on the sides there, where you can see are the brake lines for that stone portion. You can see they did vertical siding in that as well. It looks really, really nice. I mean, it's just a nice way of dressing up the house without adding on-site costs to the project. Later on there can be a garage over here on the side if they choose to, but for right now, this is the house with the big double dormer on the front of the house as well, and front little landing here for you. So we'll walk through the garage. So we walk in and we are in the utility room. Okay, now there's a lot of specificity in here in terms of how they did this. So they did cabinets, wall cabinets in here. A lot of times, laundry rooms, the starting point for the laundry room a lot of times just usually has some, some racks in there and that sort of thing. They went through and did some really specific things that were what they wanted in their home. Obviously, everybody's different. Things that one person wants, another person is not going to want, but this is the reason that we go through a custom floor plan design to figure out what you're looking for specifically. Now, they got these cubbies in here, which were done from the factory, all these cabinets, utility sink done from the factory, and then this little island in here as well. So provides a nice folding space, maybe a nice craft table. You can see they even, left some space under here with no cabinets so that they can come back through and put some stools under here and be able to, sit in a nice organized space and take care of what they need to in here. Now you have another bedroom right off of the laundry room. And I encourage you to take a look at the Magnifique plan, because you'll see just how much they actually did with this house in the design. Big closet, not enormous closet, but big closet here, right? And then another closet over on this side as well. Okay. So 2 closets in this bedroom. They went with the 2 panel doors, which I really recommend. I think it looks fantastic. It's just a little bit more of a modern look to it than 6 panel. But we'll take a look through the basement here in a minute. We'll go through the rest of the first floor first. But there's the door to the basement. You have your hall bath, tub shower insert with that nice big tub in there, curved front tub, and another customization in here. You got your cabinets, built-in cabinets, which you don't really see a lot of this sort of thing from the factory. So that's a neat specification that they did here. Okay. You got your vanity, drawers underneath. Keep in mind, only 2 drawers are operable, right? Because this drawer is where the sink is. So obviously you can't open that drawer. It's just there for looks. And then you come into your dining room, kitchen space here. So a lot of specific things in here. Obviously, having lighting only on one wall and then a junction box in here is something specific, not expensive, but specific in terms of what they were trying to do with this, which is an interesting point here. This is the living room space for the house. Okay. Living room space. And then you come over to your kitchen and dining room space. So we gated off the sliding glass door here because The homeowner is doing their own thing off the back, and so in order to pass code requirements, we need to blockade this off. It's not enough to just lock the door. It's got to be blockaded off if you're not going to have steps down. Here's that tray ceiling that I was talking about on this. Looks really nice. They put in, I mean, even just something as simple as this, they put in an additional light in that section specifically where the table's going to go, right? They left this space open, which you wouldn't see very much of, but it makes sense when you think about it because this is actually their front entrance, okay? So we'll walk through this here more. Fridge space, obviously fridge needs to go in, range is in, micro hood in, the galley sink, which I'm a big fan of. I really like this sink. I don't even know what I would do with half the stuff that's in here, but you got this strainer in here, you got a cutting board that comes with it and everything. It's a really versatile sink and it saves a lot on counter space. And I think that's the reason why I'm a big fan of it. But, you know, so sometimes we want things and we don't really know exactly what we're even going to do with them. We just think, oh, this is going to be great and I'm going to love it. So you have an island that you can eat in here, right? We did a short little video the other day on a island that you can eat up at. Keep in mind, you usually want that overhang to be about a foot in order for that to be enough to be able to, you know, fit your legs underneath there and bar stools. And then you have your big walk-in pantry space. Now they went with the countertops and cabinets in here. A lot of folks just go with the racks in the pantry space, but they got a window in here. I agree for the way that they've done this. I think this makes a lot of sense. They even did a little extra vegetable sink in here as well, and then they're going to do a door on site. So it's just a doorway, and then you got your buffet space here with nice glass cabinets. Glass wall cabinets and backsplash, all done from the factory, right? And then we go through here. This is our entryway, right? This is enormous, right? It's a really big entryway. Why would you build an entryway so big? Well, again, everything is custom for each individual person, right? So you don't have to build this house. You don't have to live in this house. This is for somebody else, right? But for them specifically, they're going to use this space as kind of a gallery sort of a space as well, which will be really nice to have this nice and open, big, huge space. You know, this house typically comes with 3 bedrooms as the standard starting point for the plan, but they don't need 3 bedrooms. So you're able to utilize the space differently. Here's your master bedroom. And then pocket door in the closet. Sometimes you can get a little crazy with the amount of pocket doors that you do, but you know, pocket door in the right place can be a huge saver, kind of a game changer really for you. Big walk-in closet here as well. So 2 closets, right? His and hers. And then you have the master bath. So you got 2 big linen cabinets in here on top. It's a design thing in terms of, you know, why somebody would do that. It's just different design choices and that you make. Single sink in here, and then a lot of cabinet space though, right? A lot of cabinet space. And then you get your big, huge, shower that you see all the time from Penn West. But a couple things specifically they did here. You got your, transom window in here, and they went with the seat. This is great because a lot of people ask about these seats and, you know, what exactly that is. This is what that seat looks like if you were to get this house and get one of these big Serenity showers that they do. You got more cabinets in here, more customization. Again, if you look at the standard plan for the Magnifique, you'll find that it looks quite a bit different. And then, you know, a nice window above the toilet, which lets in some extra light in there, which is always nice. For you as well. But let's go take a look at the basement. One other thing I want to point out while we're on our way to the basement is the lino. So they went with linoleum floor, which this looks really nice, right? I mean, it looks fantastic. But with linoleum, you have, it's one big long sheet, comes in a roll, and then you have these transition strips. Okay, maybe you didn't even see this, but you have these transition strips in here as well. Now let me step back so you can get a sense for it, right? So obviously, you know, transition strip is there, but it's pretty discreet. It's very low profile. It's very wide as well, which is helpful because it kind of almost disappears a little bit with the rest of the floor, which is really nice. But from a aesthetic standpoint, these lino floors are really, really nice. You know, to get you kind of started into your house, and or maybe it's exactly what you're looking for. But it becomes a really nice feature for you, because lino is usually standard with the houses anyway that are coming from a factory like this. So it's a nice extra selling point. Let's go down in the basement. So, little difference with this basement. I feel like we do a lot of 9-foot walls in the basement. This is 8 foot. So this gives you a sense to actually see what does 8 feet look like. And then the question we get a lot of times is, okay, well, why can't you do a house right on a slab? Well, this would be the reason, because you have additional ductwork and water lines and these sorts of things that are coming in underneath the floor joists. So you need to design the home completely differently to be able to do this. And it you know, really changes the project pretty dramatically if you're, you know, trying to do something like that. House on a slab makes more sense to do on site specifically. But you get your egress window over here, and stairwell again. But there's a lot of space in here, right? A lot of space. Hey, thanks so much for watching this walkthrough video of the Magnifique floor plan that's done a ton of customizations to it. Not necessarily expensive ones, but a lot of customizations to really make the home their own, which is a great thing. I mean, if you're gonna go through the effort of building a home, you want it to be built in a way that makes sense for you and for your living situation. You know, just because the Magnifique comes with 3 bedrooms doesn't mean you have to do 3 bedrooms. You could do 2 bedrooms, no problem. So there's a lot of customizations that were done in here, a lot of specific things that maybe you look at and say, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I'm looking to do. Or you look at and say, why on earth would you do that? This shows the fact that each floor plan and each design and each planning phase of the project needs to be specified for you specifically and what you're trying to achieve. We have a starting point with our floor plan, and then we kind of modify it from there. We want to start with something that makes sense, start with something that is reflective, at least closely, of where we want to land. But we have a lot of leeway to make modifications as we need to the plan. We just want to make those modifications on the front end, because it's a lot less expensive to make those modifications before the house is designed, before the prints are done, than afterwards. It's a lot different, a lot more difficult, maybe even more expensive to do it later on. So the more you can do on the front end, the better. Thanks so much for watching. Hope this is helpful to you. Feel free to comment below on some things that you saw in this walkthrough video that you thought were pretty great, and different features that they did, or even things that maybe you think you do differently. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Thanks so much.